Today I want to feel something, so I am telling you all of my embarrassing stories, and together we are going to tier list them. The tier lists are as followed. For our most embarrassing stories, at the top we have got log off, bro. Next we've got if you don't laugh, you'll cry. Next is keeps you up every now and then. Next is sends a shudder, and then after that we got not that bad, TBH. I've got 5 stories, 5 pretty long stories. Not all of them are inherently embarrassing. Some are funny, some are maybe a little bit scary, but all in all I look back on and I'm like, bro, that was so stupid, why did I do that type beat. So shall we begin? One in chat if you're ready. No one says anything, imagine. Also, hi everybody jumping in. We are going to start with probably my most infamous, my magnum opus. Genuinely my magnum opus when it comes to my most embarrassing stories, okay? And this is... Those who know what I'm about to say, know what I'm about to say. This is the fillet o fish story. The fillet o fish story. 1 in the chat if you know the story, 2 if you don't, okay? There's gonna be probably a pretty good mix of people that do know this story versus people that don't. Honestly, because I tell this story a lot. And if you've been in my chat longer than 5 minutes, you'll probably know it. An embarrassing amount of people do know the story, but it's okay. Today we're gonna act like you don't, okay? Okay. This is probably the first one that is actually quite straight up embarrassing. So, don't worry. If you don't know the story, this is just your initiation. You're like an established Lexi Marie X chatter once you know this story, okay? Because I tell it genuinely 6 times a year. This story made me laugh in the middle of a silent test. Bruh! Right, so when I was 18... Terrible start already. When I was 18, I used to go clubbing a lot, okay? I used to work at a pizza place and we would do what we'd call a golden week, where you'd go out every single night of the week. Because you used to be able to do that. You'd do Trash Monday, which used to be at a place called Coalition. See You Next Tuesday at Arch. Quids In Wednesday at Prism. Lollipop Thursdays at Shoosh. Friday, Saturday as per. And then somewhere used to be open on a Sunday. No idea what. But when I was 18 and I was going out, I had the canon event of meeting a weirder older man, but I didn't realize how weird it was. Because I was 18. Like, I remember so vividly being 18, guys coming up to me and being like, hey, what's your name? How old are you? Me saying 18 and guys being like, whoa, okay, never mind, and walking off. And me being like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, why would they be like that? Me at the big old age of 25 now being like, oh, they were definitely like 24, 25, 23 area. But I met this guy who, when I was 18, he was 26, I think, maybe 23. Oh! But I proper fancied him. But he was a freak! And he used to follow me around clubs, buy me loads of drinks. Girl, I'm 18. Of course I'm taking the free drinks. And then when I wouldn't go home with him, he'd get really angry at me. It's actually quite traumatizing, but whatever, who gaff. He'd get like really angry at me. And then he'd like flip his shit and like do whatever and then leave. And then the next time he'd see me, he'd be like, no, you went off at me. That's so odd. No, marry me. And the first time we met, he tried to like, you know, the Burger King on the seafront, those who know Burger King on the seafront, he proposed to me there. And he was like, I'll get your friend an Uber back home to Worthing. Just come to mine. And then tomorrow we'll get a Chinese and you can meet my parents. After the first time we met. Like, no, actually, no. And the worst part is he didn't know how to use the train. I had to teach him how to get a ticket out for the train. Oh my God, dire. Anyway, so we used to have this cycle. This is B plot. So he used to do this thing where he'd turn up, he'd ruin my night. I'd get really angry because he'd either get really angry or I'd have to sit there for 30 minutes whilst he goes, no, you were so angry at me. Genuinely, when have I ever picked a good man in my life before, Niran? Genuinely the worst run of it all. So one night out, this had happened and I was in a really awful mood. And I was with my best friend, Liv, and her boyfriend at the time, Jeff. My name's Jeff. We love Jeff. Well, not really, but at the time we did. And so we're driving home. And for those of you who know the South Coast well, there's a 24-hour McDonald's. This was like 2019, guys. There's a 24-hour McDonald's in Shoreham. irrelevant again, but it's a 24-hour Mackey's. So it used to be just like, you'd be coming back from the club, you drive along the seafront, you would get a Mackey's, you'd head back to Worthing. That was just how things went. It was just the way. My name's Dave. That's just how things were. So I was livid on this night out. I was a moody bitch, where I just like wanted to go home and I just wanted to sleep. My night had been ruined once again. I was done. I was tired. Get me to bed. So Jeff's driving, obviously hadn't drunk, lives in the driver's seat, and they're like, do you want a Mackey's? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay. So we drive through the McDonald's drive-through, and I used to fuck up 20 chicken nuggets and some chips. Put the chips in the box with it. Bang. Love. Especially when you're drunk. Oh my God. Food of the angels. Not anymore. I'm more of a kebab girly these days. I'm a woman now. And very important to the plot, Jeff orders a caramel frappe. He orders a caramel frappe. They're like, okay, go to a parking spot, sit down. We'll bring your food out to you. Awesome. So I sat in the parking bay and we're all yapping. And as we move into the parking bay, this car pulls in next to us. And it's like a really it's like a red car. I don't know what it is. It was like, it looked quite old. And inside are two guys wearing like flowery Hawaiian shirts. Right. A likely thing to be happening in Shore and 24-hour McDonald's. And so we're kind of looking over, but we're all talking. I think at this point we were actually eating. Very important to the plot, the caramel frappe that Jeff had been given was actually a mocha one, and he didn't want it, so he gave it to me. Because at this point, I don't think I was lactose intolerant yet. I don't think I'd acquired that gene yet, apparently. I'm not actually lactose intolerant, just floods on my eczema. So at the time, my eczema was quite good, so I didn't need to worry about it. So I've got this mocha frappe. We're eating our food, and then all of a sudden, this guy gets out of the car, and he comes over to our car, and he's leaning over, and he's talking to Liv and Jeff. They're just yapping, and I'm in the back of the car, and I don't want to talk to a stranger right now. You know, not today. You know what I mean? It's been a long day. It's been a long night. I don't want it today. I don't want to be dealing with like, hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? No, not today. So I'm like, I'm just going to be quiet at the back of the car and just not say anything. I'm just going to eat my food. And so he's talking to Liv and Jeff and he's yapping to them. And then he goes, hey, to me in the back of the car. And I just go, hey, like, probably exactly like that. Like, I don't think I have it in me to be completely rude, but I didn't want to talk. You know, I just didn't want to talk. And he turns around he like looks back to Liv and Jeff in the front seats and he goes, what's up with your friend? And if there's one thing about Liv and Jeff, loved them both down. They are both terrible with confrontation, like, or anything of the sort. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, what's your fucking problem? I'm going to kick you in the balls now. But they were like, laughed it off. They went, haha, whatever. And so he comes back to me and he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. I'm just had a bad night. And he was like, oh, come on, stop being so grumpy. I was like, huh. I think I tell this story a little different every single time I tell it. The longer it gets, the more I forget exactly what he was saying. And he's going, God, she's a bit miserable, isn't she? God, she's actually a bit annoying, isn't she? Like, she's actually like dead vibes. And he's like talking about me to my friends in the front seat. And he's looking back at me going, cheer up, come on. And at that point, I go, can you just shut the fuck up? Like, I think I said something along those lines where I told him to shut the fuck up, or I was like, actually fuck off, or something like that. I said something rude and like told him to go away, basically. And I think I kind of set him off because he looks at me and he goes, God, you are actually so dull. Bro, just call me clapped. I would honestly rather you called me clapped. Honestly. Dull. Right. Okay, so you want me dead. Okay, no worries. He goes, you are so dull. He went, you're actually so fucking boring. Mind you, you've come up to me. We're in Shore and McDonald's 24-hour car park. I'm trying to eat my chicken nuggets. And you're at my window. You are so dull. You are so dead. You are so boring. I've forgotten the phrasing. Oh my God, I've forgotten the exact phrasing of how he said this. Somebody in chat will be able to correct me. And then he goes, he says something along the lines of, the only thing deader than you is a fillet of fish. no, he said, if you were an item on the McDonald's, you're so dead. If you were an item on the McDonald's menu, you'd be a fillet of fish. That's what he said. That's what he said. Now, prior to this, whilst he was cranking this up, whilst he was warming up towards this one, I was like, if you don't shut up, I was like, shut up. And he wouldn't stop and he kept going. And I went, if you don't stop, I'm going to throw this drink over you. And so when he says, if you were an item on the McDonald's menu, you'd be a fillet of fish. First of all, fucking violation. I wouldn't have that personally. Second of all, since then, I've tried a fillet of fish. Not even too bad. It's basically an overrated fish finger sandwich. Just make a fish finger sandwich. That got me. That got me fucked up. You call me dead, you call me boring, you call me ugly as much as you want. I don't care. You're literally in the Shoreham 24-hour parking lot in a Hawaiian shirt. But when he said, if I was an item, I'd be a fillet of fish, something just an innate rage just like came over me. And I rolled down the window and I threw the drink at him. I threw the whole mocha frappuccino at his gimpy ass. He didn't take to that too nicely. Okay? Right. No, actually it was a bit of a girl boss moment. I'd never thrown my drink over someone before. It actually felt very empowering. Actually very, very empowering. Period queen, go off on God. He didn't take to it very nicely. He literally, I think the first thing he said was, you fucking bitch. And he continued to scream every expletive at me whilst banging on the door. And he goes to the front window where Jeff is still sat there, and he is like, I don't think I've ever heard every single curse word in my life. Like, he's like, she's a fucking bitch, so that bitch out, so your fucking friend out, like cursing. And at this point, we finished our food. I'm saying, Jeff, drive. I'm going, Jeff, drive. Because again, Jeff in the front seat, Liv in the passenger, me in the back, this guy banging, cursing me out every single fucking word, like under the dictionary. And I go, Jeff, drive. I will throw our stuff into the bin as we go by. Drive. Does he? No. I turn around to Liv. Liv, can you tell him? Can someone drive? This guy is banging on the window, like trying to get to me. Drive! Neither of them do anything. Neither of them look at him. Neither of them are like, bro, chill. They both sit there, like literally looking at the floor. Like both of them are doing nothing. Oh, that is the one part where every time I think back to the story genuinely makes my like fist clench. Brother, just step on the gas. Brother, step on the gas. We can be back in Worthing in 5. But I realized pretty quickly, neither of them were gonna do anything. And so I was like, well, this is down to me. And you know what a fucking idiot I was? I get out of the car. Bing! I get out of the car because I also have a thing where I regret my actions very, very quickly, which is probably another reason why I was like, Jeff, step on the fucking gas, because not only will like we get away from the guy that's yelling and like calling me a bitch, but also like I don't have time to regret my actions then. But alas, nobody was moving, nobody was doing anything. I was like, my only choice here is to like de-escalate the situation. So I get out of the car, so fucking stupid in hindsight. And I get out of the car and I turn around to him. Instantly, he is like, it's fine. No, it's fine. No, honestly, it's all right. It's fine. Sorry. Like, he's like, sorry, it's my bad. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. What? I didn't even say anything. All I did was step out of the car. I have to mute the stream for this part because I can't listen. Wait, no. Like, I didn't even say anything. Like, the only thing I can think of, which I probably didn't notice at the time, is maybe he was a short king and just got overwhelmed by my pure 5'10" frame. I get out, I turn around, he's instantly like, nah, it's chill, it's cool, you know? And I go, yeah, nah, I'm sorry. You were a dick, I had a shit night. I don't know what you expected me to do, kind of thing. I go, sorry, bro. Sorry. I give him a hug. He gives me a hug back, love. And I go, you know what? And because I was 18, I used to carry money in the back of my phone case. I keep my life in the back of my phone case. And I had like 25 quid in the back of my phone case just for like entry to clubs and stuff. Like when you're 18, you work your magic. You pay your entry to a club. That's all you're paying. You'll find your way into free drinks left, right, and center. Don't even worry about it. I go, you know what, here, and I give him a $5, and I go, find yourself a new shit shirt. Like, find yourself a new shit shirt. Because it wasn't like it was like a water or something. It was like a coffee, like a milky, creamy coffee iced thing. So I literally, I think I just chuck it at him as well. I don't think I can give it to him. I think I just throw it at him. I'm like, you know what, get yourself a new shit shirt. On me, no worries. And he runs into the car, and him and his mate drive off. And I get in the car and I sit down, I turn around to Liv and Jeff and I go, thanks guys. Thanks. Neither of them say anything. We drive home. End of the story. Except it's not, because the next day I went to the gym and I was with 2 of my mates who I actually bumped into recently, like literally last week at the pub with my mates. And they were like, do you want to go out tonight? Naturally. And I go, yeah, actually I would love to, because I have 25 quid in my phone case. I've got 20 left. I gave a $5 to a weird guy like last week. Long story. Don't ask about it. And so I go into my phone case and I go to take out the 20 quid. And there's only a $5. So the math ain't mathin'. Because if I had 25 quid in the back of my phone and I gave the guy a $5, then I should have 20 quid in my phone case. So why do I have a $5? Alas, I'd given the guy 20 quid. Right. He better have gotten a nice fucking shirt. He better have gotten a goddamn he better have gone to Zara for that. So basically I paid 20 quid to have a guy call me Fillet Fish Girl and chuck a drink at him. And it's the only time I've ever thrown a drink over someone. And you know what? 20 quid well invested. I hope he got himself several shit shirts. Or maybe one not so shit shirt. I think about it a lot. And it's probably why he sped off so quickly. I don't really care, to be honest. Like, when I was 18 and not really making any real money anyway, I think it was like 20 quid for my birthday, but it makes such a good story that I kind of don't mind. But that's 20 quid that has been invested into stream stories for the last like 6 years of my life. So I think of it as an investment. Someone gifts 5 quid. No, oh my God, so true, actually. As sweet redemption for the fact that I did lose 20 quid back in 2019, please can someone gift me 5 subs? Or just donate 20 quid. I'll take either. Honestly. I will not be going to McDonald's with it though. Or will I be buying shit shirts with it? Maybe I will keep it. Or put it into a little saving pot. Or maybe even buy a drink. Ooh. With 20 quid, I could get 2 cocktails and maybe 2 Jaeger bombs from the pub. So some people thought, think about that. So you can give it to somebody else drunk at McDonald's. You wouldn't catch me near a McDonald's, unfortunately. So, but yeah, that is the story. And Twitch swipe the card and give 25 subs so we can go to the zoo. Literally what I'm saying, bro. Someone get Dan Clancy in here. I want to go to the fucking zoo. But that is the story of how I spent 20 quid to throw a drink at someone and get called Fillet Fish Girl. Where do you reckon that is on the tier list? I've told this story so many times. I don't actually know how embarrassing it is anymore. It's honestly like, I think it's if you don't laugh, you'll cry. But again, a lot of the stories I'm going to tell you guys aren't inherently embarrassing. I'm kind of using embarrassing as like a bottom line. Pumpkin, thank you for 29 months. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was going to make the image of fillet of fish, but you'll understand when I tell you the other stories, they get harder and harder to kind of associate with pictures. So we'll do it as we go, actually. Let me find a little fillet of fish. No, not calories. Why did it autofill calories? It's gaff. God, that's... A fillet of fish is proper clapped, isn't it? Maybe he did kind of gag me with that too. Like, I don't think I've ever told that story and not have someone go, like, that's a gag. Like, I would genuinely think I would prefer getting called, like, actually fucking chopped. I think I'm going to put Filet-O-Fish in If You Don't Laugh, You Cry, because not only did I lose like a little bit of my will to live, I also lost a good night out, a mocha frappuccino and 20 quid. So like I did not leave up. I was not up on the way out. Like the only thing I gained from that was throwing a drink over someone. I lost 20 quid, a mocha frappuccino, my mind, and my respect for Jeff. What did it cost? Everything. Threw a drink over someone, but at what cost? God damn. Thank you for the watching, my lovely. Okay, next. This one is actually a little bit worse, and I tell this story all the time as well. There's like a big 3 of stories that I tell all the time. This next story, Niran just started filming next door. He just started yelling so loud. This is the story of when I got blackout drunk. One of the only times in my life I have ever been blackout drunk. Now, I need to hydrate before this one. This story, girl. There's a lot of moving parts to this one. And you know the hardest part about this story is that I will truly never know the full extent of what happened. Need a shot before this one, genuinely. Pass me the drink. So as I told you guys, I used to work at a pizza place. And there was a time where it was so glorious and amazing because everyone that worked there, we were all best mates. We'd all go out together. So what we used to actually do was in the back room where there was no camera and it was a blind spot, we used to bring loads of alcohol in. And during the last maybe half an hour of doing a closing shift, when it was very unlikely for someone to come in, we'd drink, we'd do shots, we'd have Skittle bombs, we'd pre-drink whilst cleaning up the place. The boys would wash their hair in the basins in the back, get ready for the night out. We used to have a guy come in with like perfume in his jacket. So the boys would buy perfume from this guy, wash their hair in the sink, spray themselves up, get changed. Girlies would pre-drink, whatever. Sometimes drop off at one of the girls' houses so they could get ready, whatever. One night, it was one of the guys that I worked with, Jack's birthday. And we were doing a big fat going out session. However, during this time, our manager had changed. So it was not fun anymore. It was doom and fucking gloom. She ran that shit like the Navy and she hated us because she worked there when we had the nice manager and she hated how we all got away with stuff. And so she was an evil witch, basically. So it comes the day of Jack's birthday and she puts me on a late shift. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna work my ass off so she lets me go early. She makes me stay like 2-3 hours after. This was the same girl that kept my wages as £4.25 even when I was 18. I was working £4.25 an hour until I left my job. I think I left my job at 19 years old, 20 years old. £4.25 an hour. Deep that for a second. I think I genuinely went to 6.15 when I was 19. Genuinely illegal. Genuinely illegal. She was insane. So she let me go really, really late. And so because I was friends with the drivers still, one of the guys was like, Lexi, come with me. I'll drop you off home. So I'm in the car with him. We go to this big fancy like school where he's dropping off some pizza and then he drives me home. And I'm so excited because my parents are out for like a bottomless brunch. They're out in town. They're out seeing friends. So that they've been out all evening. And so I run home and I'm like, yay, I'm going out. Like I haven't felt this way in a really long time, but I was so excited to go out. Like I was going to get fucked up. So I'm going out tonight. I go home. I start running upstairs. I'm like, woo. And I go up the stairs and there's clothes all over the bathroom. Jack, thank you so much for the prime and the 2 months. I appreciate you, goat. Minimum for under 18 is £8.5 now, bruv. I'm literally from the Victorian era. Thank you so much, Jack. I appreciate you so much. Can you guys believe Jack's up for free using their Twitch Prime? Thank you for the Skyrim train. So I go into the bathroom, there's clothes all over the floor, and I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? My parents were home. My parents were home. That's all I'm going to say. So I stand there, stun-locked, in my bathroom for, I shit you not, maybe half an hour. Like, I am so... Even though I came into the house so loud, and I was playing music, I was singing, I was running up the stairs, like, they knew I was in the house. I was, like, stun-locked. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I can't move right now, but I need to move because I can't, like... I like genuinely lose right now. Eventually, I go downstairs, and after half an hour, I was coming home to get ready quickly in 20 minutes and head back out to go on a night out because I already got let out of work late. I go downstairs, I call my brother, and I tell him what's happened. And he is crying, laughing. He's like, there's no fucking way. He's like, there is no way that has happened to you. So I get changed really quietly, genuinely as quickly as I can. I get picked up by my friends. We go to Jack's house. And I remember so vividly, I walk into the house, his house. They're playing FIFA. I sit down and I go, tonight, I am drinking to forget. Good on him, you know, love that for them. But also, and I just remember there was another guy that I worked with called Owen. I just remember him pouring me a drink, and you know those like skinny long glasses, him pouring a drink, and it was like half vodka and then like a little bit of orange juice. Like it was a strong fucking drink. And one thing about me is that like I used to have this thing, I think Freya kind of introduced it to me actually, where I don't have it now though, so I don't know what it was. Freya used to have this thing where if she drank gin, she'd get really rowdy. Oh no, I don't think she could drink gin. There was like an alcohol, or when Freya would drink vodka or something, she'd get really rowdy. And it introduced this thing into my brain of, oh my God, do I become different people when I drink different things? Because I'm pretty sure when I used to drink gin, I'd just cry on nights out. But when I drink vodka, I'd get really confrontational, really argumentative, and normally start a fight with someone. So I remember being like, God, I don't normally drink vodka, but tonight I am because it's all that's in the house. So I chug this really strong vodka, and I'm like, oh. So one of the girls that was at this prees and that was going out this night was this girl that hated my guts for no reason. She was one of my best friends in the year below. And for some reason, she really fucking hated me. Like she would send photos of me talking to her mates that were guys and send them to her friends being like, ugh, what a slag, basically. Like she hated me and I had no idea why. I always tried my best to be impartial to her, but it's only so nice to someone you can be that is so mean to you. So we're drinking, we're getting ready, and we're already pretty lit, and we haven't even left for the club yet. And so we're like, okay, let's get on the bus to get into Central Brighton. We're going to make a journey juice. Journey juice, just the drink you take with you on the way to the club. Now, do you guys know orange juice? Because basically we made a like vodka orange juice, and it was in one of these bad boys, like one of these containers. So like basically a liter container of orange juice, and we emptied out maybe a third of it, maybe to like here, and filled that up with vodka. And it was disgustingly strong. Like it was a very, very, very strong journey juice. So like, yeah, down to here, filled it up with vodka, and we were going to drink it on the way to it's like a 20-minute bus journey to Central Brighton. And so as I'm getting ready and as I'm like sorting the drink out, I turn around and this girl's there. And I'm like, oh, do you want to try this? It's really, really strong. Just make some little conversation. She drinks it and she goes, that's literally not even that strong. And I know that she was just doing the bit. I know that she was just like trying it. I wasn't having it though. The maths of this makes no sense because I'd already filled it up to here with vodka, but I empty it out again to maybe here and refill it again with vodka. So I don't know what the maths is, but we've gone to here filled with vodka, then down to here. I don't even know if that's physically fucking possible, actually. But all I know is that it was more vodka than orange juice, basically. But the worst part is we get onto the bus and nobody wants to drink this drink besides me and Owen. I don't remember a lot about the bus journey. I know that there was a photo of all of us. But what I do remember is us pulling into the clock tower and Owen being like, oh, Lexi, you finish that off. And you know when you're the type of drunk where you're drinking alcohol but you can't taste it? Toby, what is this? What is this? Why have you addressed Mead? Neha, thank you for the raid. Wait, what do I need to address? Who's the elephant? Who's the elephant? I'm stressed. It's about that form. What about it? Thank you so much, Neha, for the raid as well. Oh, is it because you're evil and mean? Is this what we're talking about? The fact that you're evil and mean? Yeah, it happens. I hope you had a good stream, Neha. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's time to look inward. Honestly. So we pull up to the clock tower, nominated for the listening to... Oh my God, am I nominated? Bro, I don't smile ever. Who nominated me? Who nominated me? Show me clip now. Oh, you? Oh. Oh, not in like a rude way. Okay. Yay. So we're pulling up to the clock tower. I've finished off this. Sorry, those of you that have just joined the stream, by the way, I'm recounting all my most embarrassing stories. And this is the story of the one and only time I've ever been blackout drunk. Because I'm very good at dealing with my alcohol. Basically, I walked home. My parents were busy. And I drank to forget that night. So we'd made this journey juice. I basically drank all of it. We're going to Brighton Prism. It truly just does get worse and worse. It gets worse and worse. You do it first try. We have chat trying to make you laugh. Yeah, genuinely, I'm very good at not laughing at stuff, especially when it's just a video. Also, fart humor doesn't get to me. I'ma say it. So we pull into Brighton Prism. I walk into the club. There is evidence of me walking into the club. And do you know what time I walked into the club? Midnight. Because I FaceTimed a friend, or my friend called me, and he answered, and I was walking through Brighton Prism, because those of you who don't know, Brighton Prism, you walk in and you go downstairs. And so as I was walking across, he calls me. He's like, Lexi, where the fuck are you? I'm like, I'm so drunk. Ah! He's like, what the fuck? Because he's never seen me like this. I go, love you, bye. And before you go downstairs at Brighton Prism, there's an upstairs bar. Love! No, I love that. And so clearly I was like, a shot? Anyone? A shot? And one thing you want to know about me... now I'm a Jaeger bomb girly. But back in my day, back in my prime, I didn't drink Jaeger bomb. Well, I did drink Jaeger bombs. I loved Jaeger bombs. The first drink I had in a club was a Jaeger bomb. I loved them. But when I was going hard, I wouldn't drink a Jaeger bomb. I would drink Sambuca. Yes! So I go to the bar. I order not one. Not two. I order 3 Sambucas. I think I give 1 to a friend. She's great. She's the most generous person on the earth. And I have 2 shots of Sambuca. So not only have I had so much of this journey juice and 3 of the strongest drinks you'd imagine at the Prees, I've walked in and the first thing I've done is have 2 Sambucas. I go downstairs into the main room of Prism. The only thing I remember is seeing that the DJ decks that were normally at the, you know, like when you go into a club and the DJ decks are on a stage, the DJ decks were in the middle of the room. That's the only thing I remember about the night. That's it. No more. Nothing else. I wake up the next day in my own bed. Wow. I'm wearing half my clothes. The top I wore out. I look down. I'm wearing my pajama shorts. They're inside out. What? I look across the room and I see a coat. But alas, the coat is not mine. It's a coat that looks like mine. I think, oh my God, where the fuck's my phone? Because I never used to take a bag out with me. Genuinely, I don't think you understand how streamlined as a person I was for the club. Like, I would have nothing on me. I would take my phone with like 20 quid, my ID in the back. My phone was all I'd take out. Like, I was streamlined. And so the first thing I think of, oh my fucking God, I've got no, like, where's my phone? And so I jolt up, I start running down the stairs. And as I'm running down the stairs, I bump into my dad. And my dad is like, oh, you're awake. I'm like, yeah. He goes, your phone's on charge downstairs. He don't sound too happy now. Okay. So I kind of just ignore the bad vibes. I'm like, bang, bang, bang. Don't want to hear it right now, Tony, bro. Sorry, love you down. Not the time. I go downstairs. I check my phone. And there's like a series of notifications. First one. Zam! Oh my God, Zam. Why would you do this to me? Zam, I'm about to be my beautiful, gorgeous queen. How are you? I miss you so much. I literally miss you so much. What the fuck? Come to Brighton. Bet you won't. Come to Brighton if you're bad. Also, I was really excited. I was watching everybody's lifestyle trailers. When's mine coming out? Yes! I'm logging onto lifestyle. I'm logging onto I actually want to get good at lifesteal. I want to get good at Minecraft. Bad. You're so funny. Oh my god. Wait, which part? 'Cause I was serious. But oh yeah, it was a joke. Oh my god, enjoy Spider-Man. Hello, I'm the deadliest lifesteal player yet. Hey guys, welcome into the stream. I am telling my most embarrassing stories. You are halfway through one. Basically, TLDR, I walked in on my parents having a lovely time when I came home from work. I went out to the club and got very, very drunk, and I've just woken up. Okay, I got very, very, very fucking drunk. I've just woken up the next day. So I've woken up, I'm wearing half my club clothes, I'm wearing half my pajamas inside out. I've looked across the room, there's a coat that isn't mine. I've ran downstairs thinking, where's my phone? Bumped into my dad. My dad has gone, your phone's downstairs. Not very impressed. I go downstairs, I check my phone. This is where we're at, okay? The very first notification on my phone is an £80 taxi transfer. Now, I don't know, those of you that hear the beginning of the story, it's a 20-minute bus to the club. So if I do a square root and then I carried 5 divided by 80 quid, what the fuck? 80 quid from Brighton, by the way, takes you to like 3 bridges, which is halfway to London. 80 great British pounds, you having a fucking giggle? I'm like, what? The fuck? Next is my manager, who has sent me a series of texts. No, he hasn't even sent me a series of texts. He sent me an image, a singular image. And it's the image of the number plate of the taxi I was in, clearly. It's just a photo of the back of a taxi. I'm like, fat lot of fucking help this is now. God bless. And then there's like a series of texts from friends being like, are you okay? I check my phone and there are photos of me with everybody in the Prism smoking area. I don't know what I was on. And so the group call up and we all kind of reconvene and talk about the night. And to this day, I still have no idea what the fuck happened. But basically, apparently, when we walked in and I saw the DJ in the middle of the room, the last thing I remember, the group just dispersed. So the girls that I was with, one of them, their ex was there. So she ran off to find her ex. And all the girls followed her, but I was too drunk to realize that they'd gone, so I lost them on impact. They had like a big whole fight. She was like arguing with her ex. There were drinks thrown around. There was arguing left, right, center. I don't know what was going on there. But because all the girls had disappeared, I followed the guys. Now, I don't know if anybody's experienced this, but there is no person more annoying than the singular girl with a group of 18-year-old guys. For context, I was also 18 at this time. This was not last week. So I think they were just very clearly trying to get rid of me. And apparently I was so drunk that on the dance floor, I kept like going to fall onto the floor. Like I would be dancing and then I'd literally just start like meh, onto the floor to the point where Owen, the guy who was making the drinks for me, carries me, arms over his shoulders like this, takes me out like as in like this and carries me to the edge of the dance floor, throws me into a booth and just leaves me there. Right. So many of my friends here, by the way, did like nice things in the worst way ever. And I think before that had happened, or like maybe he did that. One thing I can't stop thinking about this entire story is that I was wearing a skirt and it was one of those Pretty Little Things slinky skirts. They rode up like no one's business. I was definitely showing coochie on the dance floor, 1000%. But I also at one point apparently saw my friend, started following him, and he was like, Lexi, I'm literally walking into the guys' toilets right now. So I kept trying to walk into the guys' toilets. And then once that was done, he goes up to the smoking area. I'm just following him like a lost little puppy. We go to the smoking area and there's a guy who is terrified of me. There was this guy and he was really terrified of me because he was part of the reason why I stopped talking, like why my friendship group stopped talking to me. Basically, a girl that I was mates with fancied this guy. I was just like having a conversation with him at a party at the drinks table. He started chatting shit about this girl. I said, don't talk shit about my girl like that. He told her that I'd said the stuff, not him. She believed him instead of me. Whatever, okay, cool. But but because he knew that he'd lied through his teeth and I was pissed about it, he was very, very scared of me. Like, I used to walk into where he worked and he would like not be at the desk. He'd like ask someone else to like serve me and stuff. Crazy. But apparently I got upstairs and my mate was talking to him and I was just like, ah! I give him a hug. I'm like, let's get a picture. But this picture is like a collection of people from my school who would never be in a photo together. It's me, this guy, my year group's equivalent of Adam McIntyre, like the gayest guy in the year group wearing a lace shirt with the like probably the most homophobic guys in the year group. And just some random guy that joined us. And then apparently I also got stopped. There's a photo of me with a guy who I met when I was 14 at an acting competition in Bognor Regis. Who are you? So apparently I was doing Lexi Marie meet and greet in the Prism smoking area. Then there's a big fat gap because I remember a little bit talking to the guy and being like, oh my God, giving him a hug, whatever. So I've been thrown into the booth. I nearly walked into the boys' toilets. I've like done meet and greet, Lexi Marie meet and greet in the smoking area. And then apparently the guy who used to be my manager, Bogan mentioned at what cost, actual armpit of the South Coast, God bless. My manager, I think, decided to take the lead and he was like, I'm going to take Lexi home. Right, okay. So like throughout this, people have like had the right logic, whatever. So he takes me to the door. I think he like borderline nearly carries me out. He grabs my stuff for me. However, they gave me the wrong coat because the girl that I turned up with had a similar coat to mine and we put our coats in at the same time. So they were one after the other, but I got given the wrong coat. Luckily, there was nothing in the pockets and I didn't have a bag or anything like that. And my manager knew my address, threw me into the back of this taxi, told the taxi driver where I lived, took a photo of the number plate for me. Here's the thing though, if I get kidnapped, which wouldn't happen, like he did it just as a safety precaution, but I love the fact he sent me the taxi number plate. Like, go, I'm in the taxi. Like, I'm guessing it's in case anything happened in the morning or like something occurred and in the morning I needed the number plate. But I just found it really funny when I saw the number plate and I was like, why didn't you send it to like one of my mates at home or something? Like, also, why didn't you get the taxi with me? Clearly he would just go back into the club, whatever. Doesn't explain why the taxi was 80 quid though. Which leaves me with only two options. Because this was before we had Ubers in Brighton. Which makes me sound so fucking unk. I don't think we had Ubers in Brighton back in like 2018, 2019. Maybe we did, but I didn't use them. So this was like a black cab. Like it would tick up. So either this guy took me for a ride and was just doing loops of the park, or I threw up in the taxi. I'm gonna say he took me for a ride. For my own peace of mind and for my own sanity, I'm gonna say that he drove me around the square about 20 billion times. Because you know what? I don't throw up a lot from drinking because I'm very good at drinking and I'm very good at knowing when to stop. And I used to, when I was 18, I used to go really hard. I used to do a TC. I used to go to the toilets, bang, I'm back out. Let's go some more, which is so bad. Don't do it. It was a habit of mine. God bless. If you woke up all right, then you must have thrown up. No. I didn't wake up all right. I think the adrenaline of, oh my God, where's all my stuff, made me run downstairs and it hit me really hard. And so then everything started to make a bit more sense. And it took maybe a month of talking to different people that were out on that night that told me like bits of the story, because we were in this Snapchat group call. And my manager would be like, yeah, like I found you, you were on your own, just wandering around, like basically nearly falling over. I put you in the taxi, sent you the number plate. Then Jack was like, yeah, you were in the smoking area with me. You tried to go into the guy's toilets. You were talking to like that guy, blah, 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 blah. And then Owen would be like, yeah, you were falling over on the dance floor. I had to like carry you and put you in a booth. And then one of my girlfriends would be like, yeah, no, you were with us for a little bit. But then I saw my ex-boyfriend. Girl! And do you know the worst part? Bang, 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 higher Torah. Do you know the worst part? Because the worst part isn't done yet. That was on a Saturday night. And on Sundays, I work 13-hour shifts. I used to go into my little pizza job and I'd do a 13-hour shift, a close. I'd be there from open to close. That's 12 hours maybe, actually. 11 a.m. No, to midnight. 13 hours. But I loved a Sunday shift because nobody would fucking turn up. It's a Sunday. So I'd turn up, I'd make myself the whammest bammest pizza because Jack was one of the managers. So if I was hungover, which I was hungover as fuck, I knew that I could get away with doing basically nothing all day. I could just sit in the back room and just be depressed and sad, make myself the greasiest, nastiest pizza ever, eat it, feel sorry for myself. And that was entirely my plan. So I get in there at 11 a.m. Jack and I are both like, whoa, my God, terrible night, right? And then me after my 12-hour shift, the area manager walks in, the big dog, the big guy. And back in my pizza chain, when the area manager walks in, he's normally there for like an hour or two. He makes you do like a cut test, which is where you make a pizza and you cut it up and he sees how good the pizza is. I can make a damn good pizza from when I used to work there. So I was like, okay, I just have to persevere for an hour or two. He's there the entire shift. He continues to stay. Girl, don't you have a job somewhere else? Can't you go to the other stores? Go to Rustington. He stays for the entire 13 hours. I am on my feet, making pizza, working, hungover as fuck. Like, I'm so hungover, if I stand for too long, I feel like I'm gonna throw up type of hungover. For 13 hours. I don't get to eat. I don't get to laze. I don't get to... Me telling us my job and going, why the fuck are you making me work? But like, I thought it was going to be the laziest, like... No, the manager wouldn't have told because the manager was Jack, who was also working that shift. Maybe the big boss saw it and she wanted to make our lives hell. But yeah, I spent the whole day on my feet basically trying not to throw up all night. We didn't really get lunch breaks there. The only breaks people got were people that smoked. So I started pretending I smoked. But then I didn't like going out back because there were rats and it would scare me. It used to be like if you worked longer than 7 hours, you could get like a 4-slice pizza. I was like, I'm not doing that. Sorry, I'm draining you dry. Sorry. And that's it. And to this day, I don't fully know what happened. And it was horrifying because a couple years ago, I went to Prism when Harry and I were going through our generational Prism run. And I walked in and the DJ booth was in the middle of the room. And I went, oh my fucking God. It's happening again. So, where's it going? In the Filet-O-Fish story, I lost a mocha, my mind, and 20 quid. In this one, I've lost 80 quid, memories. Oh, and do the worst part? No, actually, the new worst part. I still remembered everything before turning up. So I remember walking in on my parents. I forgot everything in the fucking night besides my parents. Dark, 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 dark. So dark. So fucking dark. Sorry, I'm getting an image of some orange juice because that's what started this whole dang thing. Why are they all web PD files? Grow up. So dark. So dark. Like... So... Sorry, yeah, where'd you guys... Orange juice or Prism was the photo? Yeah, I'll go for the orange juice. 2+ weeks, come on now. This is worse than log off. This is log off and never return. But I think it's the only time I've ever been blackout drunk. God, it looks like the world's worst meal deal right now. I was 18, it's so allowed. I think my dad woke up to me clawing the key into the door, and then he came down and my head was I was just asleep in the washing machine. I'd gone into the kitchen and sat down and put my head in the washing machine and was just fell asleep there. And that's how my dad found me. This is stay extinct. Brother! What? So mean. Okay, ready for the next one? We've got half an hour. I don't think I'm even going to be able to get through all of these stories. because this event that I'm going to tonight starts at 7, and I thought it'd be like a late one. It ends at 11, so I was going to turn up at 9, but I can't really do that now. Okay, next story is my 19th birthday. This story isn't really embarrassing for me though. Okay, we'll leave the 19th birthday one for later because it's not actually to do with me. The Thailand story. This is the 3rd one that I tell all the fucking time. Actually, all of these are stories I tell all the fucking time. This one isn't, like, when I tell you all these stories are different kinds of embarrassing, you're gonna see what I mean. Because, like, I'd say the Fillet-O-Fish story was, like, funny, embarrassing. The orange juice story, that's like, oh my God, like, you need to, like, die. Embarrassing. This one is like scary embarrassing. Hi Glaive, hi Shrunk, how are you? This one could have been so scary because again, I tell it all the time. So, I was in Thailand with the gorgeous I was in Thailand with the gorgeous G Nelly and my friend Intira, and it's actually how G and I became best friends. So on the first night we're in Thailand, my friend Intira is like, I want to go clubbing. I want to go clubbing so fucking bad. Let's go clubbing. This was 2019, so I was 18 years old. Intira was also 18. I don't know what the age gap between me and G is. I think she was like 26, 25 at this point. So we are in Thailand on the strip, finding these bars, and they're really, really fun. We're having a really fucking good time. Like, the drinks are so good in Thailand, and it's so cheap. Like, I think I took 200 quid to Thailand for a week, and I came back with money. It was so disgustingly cheap there. So we're pre-drinking, we're having a good time. We're like, let's go to the club. Bye, Amara. So we go into the club. G goes in first, G goes in. They get to me, I show their ID. They're like, you have to be 21 here. I think it was 21. The drinking age in Thailand isn't 18, it's higher. It's either 19, 20 or 21. I'm guessing 21. 21. So I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And so I'm like, okay, well, we're going to have to do something else. And then our friend is like, no, let's try a different bar. Let's try a different bar. Let's try a different club. We try like a different bar. We can't get in because the legal drinking age is 21. And so I'm like, okay, let's just give this up and keep going to the bars that we were at because they were cheap, they were fun, they were loud. Love that. My friend is not having it. She's like, no, we have to go in. And she is so desperate for us to go in. She gets her friends to send us photos of their IDs, and she starts photoshopping on Facetune our photos onto them. Now, one thing about me, I fear the big dog. You know, I live my life very by the rules because I am extremely scared of, what do you call them, authority. And the last thing I want is to be arrested in Thailand for fraud or whatever fucking crime it would be. I don't know. I don't do that stuff. And so I'm saying to her, I'm like, I'm not doing that. Let's just go somewhere else. I do not want to go into a club that bad. We were at so many bars that were fun. And she's like, I'm watching her on Facetune, like, scribbling things out, and G is with me because, like, I wasn't really friends with G at this point. Both of us were better friends with this third girl, and so G and I are both like, let's just give it up, let's go somewhere else. She's not giving it up. She's faking these IDs to the point where I'm like, I'm going home then. Like, if you're not doing this, I'm going home. And eventually, after half an hour of me having to be a bit of a bitch, but these two girls that I don't even really know, I'm like, she gives up, and she's like, okay, let's just find somewhere else then. So we're walking down the street of this massive strip in the middle of Bangkok. Beautiful country, by the way. I love Thailand so much. And the thing about this third friend is that she's Thai. That's why we were in Thailand. And as we're walking down the street, there's loads of like promoters for clubs. And obviously we're ignoring them because we can't get into any of these clubs. And then we get to the end and this entire conversation happens in Thai. And these guys, they were talking to us in English at first. They were like, here's a free shot, free entry. And our friend starts talking to them in Thai. And G and I don't know what's going on, what this conversation is. We're just sat there watching. And our friend is talking to them for a while, and she turns around and goes, how old are you guys? And I'm like, oh, I'm 18. G's however old G was at this time. And our friend is like, yeah, I'm just asking them if there's anywhere we can go because, like, we can't legally drink here. And I'm like, why are you asking the promoters that? That's crazy. Let's just go to the bars we were just at that weren't IDing us. Like, or we could just go home. So she's talking to these, and this girl, like, the one that my friend was talking to, calls over this guy. And so then our friend is talking to this guy and this girl for like maybe like 3-4 minutes. Like, they're having a full-flown conversation in very deep Thai. I don't know if you guys have heard people speak in Thai before. It's a very like, there's so much intonation that like I like, and there's I don't think there's even any like loaned words, so they weren't even saying words in between it that I would understand. Like sometimes if you hear someone talking Dutch or something, you're like, oh, there's a bit of English in there, like I can understand it. In Korean sometimes there's loan words where they speak like Konglish. There was not a single word that I could understand that they were saying because I don't speak Thai. Like every morning we'd walk past the guy that was running our building and we go "Kap Kong Ka," and he found it so cute. And he'd be like "Kap Kong Ka," he found it really funny. Oh wait, that "Kap Kong Ka" is thank you. I think we were like "Sawadee Kap." Wait, which one's thank you? I can't remember. And then all of a sudden, after about all this time of them talking, this car pulls up next to us. This black car with tinted windows. And our friend turns around to us and she's like, "Get in the car." Eh? And she's like, "Yeah, they're going to take us to a club where we don't need our IDs. What? Immediately, my spidey senses are going off. Basically, what this entire conversation was that our friend was like, "Yeah, we really want to get into the club, but like, we're too young. Like, is there anywhere around here where we can get in or anywhere you can help us get in?" And this guard called over this guy, and the guy was like, "Oh, here's a couple places. Actually, like, we have cars that take you there." She put us in this car. And so friend gets in the car, G gets in the car, and G's like, come on, get in the car. And I'm like, G, this is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. I'm like, we are already in a different country. I'm not getting in that fucking car. I'm like, I'm not doing it. Like, I maybe like, not only am I the friend that's too woke, I'm not going to be the first person to die in the movie, you know? I'm like, I'm not doing that. And you know what G's response is to me being like, no, I'm not doing that. That's actually so stupid to do. She goes, "I'll pay for your entry to the club." No, I don't think she said that yet. She was like, "Oh, just come in and we'll see." She's like, "Just come in, and if it's shifty, we won't go in." I go in. I get into the car. I get into the car because, again, I just met G and this girl. I was like, I don't want to look like a really evil bitch, right? But I was like, this is not sitting good with me. Also, if the car's just taking us to the club, then I still have time to like work on them, right? In the car, I can be like, let's not. So in the car, I'm saying, this is a really fucking terrible idea, guys. Let's not do this. And our friend is going, "No, let me look at the reviews." She Googles the club that we're being taken to. It's called like Blue something. And you know how it does Google reviews? No one ever leaves a nice Google review for a place, by the way. And all of the photos for the venue are people with bruises and like bite marks. And all the reviews are like, "I got molested here. I had all my stuff taken off of me. I got drugged here." So I stop and I turn around to the girls and I'm like, right. Should we go home now? We are in this car for 20 minutes, it feels like. 25 minutes. A long fucking time. Also, I was never really in a car in Thailand because we loved the tuk-tuk so much. So I'm really bad with how much time passes. But we're driving for ages. This car pulls into what looks like a car park. And we go into this car park and we're driving down. We go down a few floors. I remember this so vividly. And we get down to the bottom and, you know, it's car park, yellow, like markings on the floor, kind of like smooth concrete walls and pillars. But then at the end, there's a double door with a fluorescent light above it. And there's people stood at the door in yellow shirts. And we pull up. The guy in the car is like, "This is where you're going. This is it." We get out the car. I'm like, "Gee, I have the worst feeling in the world." I'm like, why are we 20 minutes from the Bangkok Strip or wherever the fuck we were? I don't know. In a car park. Gee, what the fuck? Like, we're not doing this. Our friend, by the way, already in the queue. She's like gone. She's like, "Thank you. Let's go." I'm saying to G, I'm like grabbing G by the wrist. I'm like, "G, we cannot go in there. Please, no, please, no, please, no." She turns to me and she goes, "I'll pay for your entry." Right. And so I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm already half an hour out there. If our friend's already in the queue, G wants to go in. I'm half an hour outside of where I have no idea where I am. Okay, I'm gonna have to stay with them, right? And so we get into this queue. We get given the most god awful stamp on our hands. It's like this big. In all my photos in Thailand after day one, you can see this what word did I just say? Fuck ass stamp on my hand. It was huge. Imagine like the Rev stamp, but huge and ugly. It was massive. It took up my entire hand. And I remember so vividly, we go in And I just remember one point where I think you go in, you kind of go down a couple flights of stairs. Mind you, we're already at the bottom of a car park. You go down a couple flights of stairs, and then I remember there being like, it looked like the inside of an office, which was so weird because we were so deep down into the ground. And I remember going in, and there was like a glass lift. Next to it was a banner, like, you know, those banners that stand up on their own, kind of like a careers fair. And it looked like an office. It was very clinical space. And then there were stairs again. I can't remember if we got in the lift or went down the stairs, but we go into the lift, because the lift then opens and it's a really skinny corridor. And we were there. We were at the club. So really skinny corridor, and there were two doors. Like, you went to the left, and then you went straight down. You could see that straight down was the toilets. So all these people in yellow shirts are like, come with us, come with us, come with us. And they sit us down at a table, and they go, you get a free shot on entry. Here's the menu. And I look around this room, and it's like, the music, I remember so vividly, I don't know if it's because my adrenaline was pumping, but the music was so dull. Like, it sounded like I had a fishbowl over my head. Like, it literally sounded like Redbone, but you're in the toilets. Like, the music was really dull. And I look around the room, and it's all just tables with, like, a single man at it. Or, like, two men. Like, all the tables around, one or two men at each table. And then on the stage, there were, like, it's ladyboys, right? That is, like, the politically correct term. There are just, like, some ladyboys dancing. They're popping their pussies. They're doing the most, right? Love them for that. Like, doing good. And I turn around to G, and I'm literally like, G, we need to get out of here. Like, we need to get out of here. Like, please. At this point, I'm like about to be sick. Like, I fought every single instinct of mine. I'm like, G, we got to get the fuck out of here. And she's like, let's just have a drink. Like, let's just stay for a drink. Like, see, I think you're stressing out over nothing. Because before I went to Thailand, my mum is like such a panicked mum, and my mum bought me this special backpack so I couldn't get pickpocketed and all this stuff. My mum, no matter where I am, is convinced I'm going to get like kidnapped. Like, she's just that kind of mum. Even now, when I go to my mum's house at 25 and I go around the corner to go to the corner shop, she's like, don't go when it's dark. Like, my mum doesn't like me leaving the house when it's dark, even at my big age. So I think G was just thought that I was like being my mother's daughter. And so these people in the yellow shirts come over again, and they're like, what free shot do you want? What free shot do you want? And we're like, we're okay just for now. They keep coming back, like, keep coming back to the point. And it's, they're like, keep going. No, you have to have your shot. You have to have your shot. Like, have your free shot. Have your free shot. They're not like, okay, you idiot. They're like, no, here's all the list. Like, have your free shot. And I think it gets to maybe the fourth or fifth time. And I say to G, I'm like, G, look around this room right now. She looks around. She like, they come over to ask us what we want for our free shot again. And G just looks at me and she's like, Lexi, we need to get out of here. Oh, is it? Gosh. Oh my God, I wish I thought of that. Oh my God, G, I wish I thought of that. That's such a good idea. That's such a good idea, G. And then we're like, where's our friend? And we turn around. I am throwing away my shot. I will be throwing away my shot. Our friend's gone. The third girl, she's gone. And I realized I don't think she was even sat at the table with us at any point. And so G at that point looks in. I grab her by the hand and I drag her out of that room. And the second we get up and we start leaving, all these people in yellow shirts are like, where are you going? Where are you going? And they're like, here gets busy once all the other clubs shut. People come here at like 2 a.m. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. I think it was like the equivalent of Volks. Like, genuinely, it's like Volks in Brighton. And so I'm looking for our friend, and the only other room that like is available is the bathroom. Like, all I remember is these two rooms. Like, genuinely, like concrete corridor room with all the weird men, toilets. And I'm dragging G by my hand, and I walk into the toilet, and our friend is drying her hands at the toilet, and one of the girls in yellow shirts has her by the wrist. Huh? Now, I don't know what was happening there either. I have no clue. I don't know what's going on there. But I literally go, we're leaving! And I grab her by her wrist. And so I'm like powering down this corridor. I've got G on one hand. I've got my friend on the other. I'm literally going, sorry if I'm being aggressive right now. I'm like running out. Whoa, let's not do that again. That was like the Vanilla Mace clip. Wait, I'm actually clip farming. I wish I fucking was. I'm like storming down the corridor. And as we're storming down, in my head, there's like a billion of them. But I don't think there was. I think there was maybe 5. People in yellow shirts being like, don't leave yet, don't leave, stop, stop, stop. They're trying to get in our way and stop us getting to the lift. I'm literally like shoving them out the way. I'm so sorry, God bless. Like I was shoving them. And I'm like, they're like, I shove them, we're like waiting at the lift. And they're behind us going, no, you just have to wait. Like have a free shot, see how you feel about everything. Like people come here like at like, it was originally 2, they start saying 5 a.m. They're like 5 a.m. and all the club shop people come here. They have so much fun. You have to wait. I'm like, bye. And I get us out, and I remember us running out of that front door in the like middle of this fucking car park and being like, how do we get out? Because car parks are just hard to get out of some reason. And I remember us. Wait. I think Charlie's cancelling on me. And I just remember walking out of this car park and we are just on a corner. Like, we are not in the city. There is not like anything city-esque. We are on the corner of the street. Like, cars coming past, like buildings, nothing of note. I'm like, where the fuck are we? Oh, I think Charlie's cancelled on me. And we get this Uber home. And once we're safe, we go to the 7-Eleven that was next to our hotel and we buy a load of like snacks and stuff. And I had a Snapchat video, but I think I deleted it. But I've only got one section of it. But I have this video where where it's us like talking about the entire night. And we're like, and then, and all this stuff. And we were like, and then I had the best night's sleep of my life. And for the next like 2 days, I had that fuck ass stamp on my hand. What are we putting her? Because mind you, the friend that got us into that situation also got us into a different situation because we were in a tuk-tuk and she started talking to the guy that was driving the tuk-tuk. And all of a sudden we started taking a detour and we were like, girl, where are we going? We were like going the opposite direction. It was a guy driving the tuk-tuk. And only when we're like really far away from where we were supposed to go, she goes, oh, basically he gets free fuel if we go to this fabric shop for him. So we're in this fabric shop and she's pretending that she wants to buy something. And the guy who owned the shop is like following us around. I was like, what? I think he just wanted us to buy something. But I was like, we are literally maybe 40 minutes away from where we were supposed to be. Embarrassing, no. Entertaining for us now, yes. Yeah, see what I mean? Things are like different kinds of, if it was listing my traumatizing stories, I'd have so many more. I can't lie. I'll never forget one of my like exes being like, have you ever realized that you don't actually have a happy story attached to anything? I think he asked a story of like my first kiss or something and it was a really sad story. And he was like, bruh. I might put her in Senza Shudder. Because now that it's over, it's not that bad. Like, I didn't tell my mum that story for so long. Because if my mum knew that that had happened, oh my God, I think she would have actually have like keeled over. I think if I told my mum what had happened whilst I was out in Thailand, she would have swam to Thailand herself. I'm going to say Senza Shudder. It doesn't keep me up because the second it was done and we were home, we found it hilarious. Like, I'll try and find this video and hope that I don't. I think I do this every single time and every time I hope there's nothing crazy in there. When it was September 2019. God, I just wish I documented it all a bit better.
So we fully...
Oh yeah, the best part was in the Uber home, we all fell asleep in the Uber, which is like, again, this is me very much being like everyone could be evil. That's normally not the case. Everyone I met in Thailand was amazing. All 3 of us fell asleep in the Uber and I was like, fuck. Like, this was all of us asleep in the Uber. Oh no, that's just her asleep in the Uber.
In a car with a stranger that drove us off to an underground...
On the second time?
The second time she managed to get a car. Because earlier today, Interior got us in the car with one of those tuk-tuk drivers, and then next thing you know, we're going to some random fucking shop and having to... I forgot to mention, the 2 clubs that this man was driving us to, she was searching for reviews, and literally all the reviews were like, I've been molested there, like, I got robbed, like, people... Like, I've been, like, abused there, and we were just reading them like, fuck.
And he took us to a different club, which is where all that shit happened. And when we came out of that club, when we literally, like, in tears, because we thought our mate just got fucking kidnapped, fucking Interior goes, oh, let's go to the other club.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah, she was like, let's try the other club instead then. Sound more posh, do I? I think I sound the same, honestly. I think like I was about to say code switch. Code switch is just not the word for it. I really talk so differently based on who I'm talking to. It's really quite weird. Like, do you know what it is? I pick up the way that other people talk so quickly. Like, I've always grown up sounding very, very posh. I think I sound very stereotypically British, but Niran's from Ealing, so Niran talks like a London boy, and so sometimes I pick up like vernacular from him and it just doesn't suit me. Like, sometimes I say things or I'll go like, is it? And I'm like, that doesn't suit me. I sound younger. It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Like, I don't suit sounding like a London man. Like, it doesn't suit me. I need to quickly talk to Niran about the plan we're going to tonight, because I might be able to stream for longer. So I'll be right freaking back. Mirroring, not code switching. One sec. Sorry guys, sorry, I didn't mean to leave you unattended. Basically, I've been invited to this event, but it's like 2 hours away. Like, it takes 2 hours for Nira and I to get there. And we were only going to see Charlie. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, I'm going to voice note real quick. Sorry. Sorry, I've basically been invited to this event, but it's 2 hours away. So we were taking Charlie's that Niran and I could see Charlie, but he's just messaged saying that he's got a headache. And now Niran and I are like, do we want to fight TFL to get all the way there or not? Okay, sorry. So this does mean I have more time to tell funny, embarrassing stories. So we're going to keep it. Also, hi. Wait, people who haven't said hi yet, please do let me know. Hi, Jack. How are you? Thank you so much for the Prime again. Wait, it was a Prime, right? Was it? I have no idea. Oh, guys, you know what made me feel so better about reliving these really embarrassing stories? Oh, sub goal. Voice notes to plan logistics. You know when it's like, it's going to take me longer to write that out. I'm just going to mute voice note and then I'll come back. But on the bright side, be back, guys, gonna take a shower. Oh, bless you. No, have a shower, drink lots of water, have some paracetamol, lay down. I'll be a bit quieter and calmer if you want. Okay. Next story is, so we've had embarrassing, funny, we've had embarrassing, oh my God, we've had embarrassing, scary, and now we're gonna have girls stand the fuck up embarrassing, okay? I tell this story all the time too. Not a single original story has been told today, by the way. Right. I'm a little bit rusty telling this one, but I've told it a lot. And I think in recent history, I haven't told the story in its entirety. So, I did not have my first boyfriend. Hello? To start telling the story, Neron starts lurking. I did not have my first boyfriend until I was 20, I think, 21. So I lived with my parents my entire life, as one normally does. So I'd never really had like sleeping around, chatting to guys phase, because I had very strict parents. My mum was like, you're not allowed in a relationship till you're 25. If my mum had it my way, I'd only just be like getting a boyfriend now, properly. Which is pretty much what happened. Yes, Valdic, yes! So when I moved to London, I was sat at the Hippodrome with Talia and G. Our first night, Talia was like, let's go out for dinner. It's me, Talia, and G. And the girls are like, we need to find you a guy, Lexi. Like, we need to like give you someone to talk to. Like, you're now 20. I think I was 20 when I moved, yeah. They're like, you're now 20, you're living in London. This is like going to be the best era of your life. Like, let's have some fucking fun. And I was like, yeah. So they're going through their following list and they're like trying to talk about like guys that I could talk to or whatever. But whilst we were having the conversation, there was this guy that followed me on every single social at the same time. Twitter, Instagram. That was it. If he starts adding me on Facebook, right? He tries to add my LinkedIn. I'm like, who is this man? And I was like, oh, who's this guy? Like, he just followed me on everything. Is he single? Because he seemed kind of cute. And they were like, oh yeah, we love him. Oh my God, yeah. We think last time we checked he had a girlfriend, but maybe they'd broken up. Thought nothing of it. When you're 20 and you're single and you're living in London and you start feeling your shit, right? You start feeling like hot shit. You post, not thirst traps, but I would post nice photos of myself in hopes that maybe people would reply, maybe. And you know what? That wasn't even the intentions. I just like posting photos of myself so I'm feeling my shit, and then sometimes people would reply. But I was so bad at getting hit on or anything like this, okay? So one of my now very good friends, Naeem, when we first met, Charlie had to be like, Lexi, he's hitting on you. Like, he's actually hitting on you. Because like a guy will talk to me, and I like when I was like 19, 20, because I didn't get hit on growing up, I'd just be like, I just think they were being really nice. So somebody be trying to make a move on me and I'd just be like, so I was very rusty. What is this tune? So I was very rusty in that department, okay? So I post this photo of myself and I say something like, say hi, say it back, or something like that. And this guy who had followed me on everything responds and he's like, hey. Oh. So I had my friends over at the time. We were all just getting drunk together. So I was like drunk and feeling my shit. So we start talking, we're conversing. We're talking for maybe like 4 hours, like nonstop, like texting back and forth whilst I'm with these girls. And we're talking about like everything. I couldn't tell you about what exactly, like traveling, XYZ, all this stuff. After 4 hours, out of nowhere, I'm like, wanna come over? Who is she? Never in my life had I done that, because I never lived on my own before. I always lived with my parents, who were like, if you ever go near a man, we're gonna fucking kill you. My mum was so strict on me going near people that my dad would come home from work. He used to be in the military. My dad would come home from work and be like, so Lexi, you got a boyfriend yet? Girlfriend? You done anything? Also, why are you all saying girl? Lexi, come on! As if none of you haven't done something similar. Okay. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking do it. I've never done that before. And so he's like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Because all my like my girlies were like leaving around the same time. And I remember like, as they were getting ready to leave, they were all calling their Ubers. I was like shaving my legs in the kitchen. I was like, what do I do? What am I supposed to do in this situation? Like, come on. And so he ends up coming over. I think we watched The Conjuring or something. We just sit and talk for like 8 hours, right? Like nothing even really happens. Like we just sit and we're just chatting until like the sun comes up, right? He like stays over, whatever, blah, 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 blah. The next day, I realized him and G were like really good mates and actually went really far back to the point where the next morning, G comes into my bedroom and sits at the end of my bed with us. And we're just like gapping for ages. And he leaves eventually. And G's like, oh my God, Lexi, what? Like, you know, when like it's proper girly, like, oh my God, yes. And she's like telling all the girls and she's like, oh my God, Lexi, let's give him a fake name. What's her name? Leo. I'm like, what's a name that none of my friends has? Because I always default to like a real like basic white guy name. And I always end up saying Jack. And everyone's like, Jack? Leo. And she's like, oh my God, like Leo and Lexi, they're talking. And all the girls are so gassed about it. Like they are so excited. And so then starts this thing where like Leo and I were talking all the fucking time. And it was like, I'd be on a night out. I think he cycled one night from Reading and he cycled all the way to central London to see me. But it was always at night and he'd always leave in the morning. But throughout the night, we'd talk, we'd go on drives, like we'd talk about everything, all sorts, all that kind of stuff. But then the morning would come around, he'd have a doctor's appointment, he'd need to leave. Right. But it was like in deep, like we were like in deep, like he would like send me presents, he'd send me flowers, he'd voice note the girls. He would like voice note the girls from my phone. So it wasn't like a kind of thing where he didn't want anybody to know that we were talking. He would like actively send me stuff and voice note Freya, G, Talia on my phone being like, hey girlies. And the girls would be like, he's amazing. They were like, when he was with his girlfriend a couple years ago, how old is he and you in this? I think I was like 20, 21. I think he was 23, 24. They were like, well, we knew him when he was with his girlfriend. He always treated us super good. Like we all love him. He's such a sweetie pie. We give him like such a big like thumbs up stamp. So we're talking all this stuff and we keep planning like a date, but like we just keep like seeing each other. We're talking all this stuff. He's like sending me tweets where it's like, my friends think I'm crazy because like they're pretty sure I'm in love with you type thing. He's like, I think it's fate that we've met, which in hindsight, insane, right? But like at the time, I'm 20, never done this shit before. I'm like, wow, yes, love. He like comes up with for nicknames for me. And like when he'd send me packages, he'd send like the delivery name as like the nickname and stuff, like whatever. So I'm like whipped. And then I get a text one day. I get a Instagram DM. Hey girl. Just wanted to message you because I know that you and Leo were like sleeping together, whatever. I just wanted you to know that him and I are still together and he's still telling me that he loves me. Like, just wanted to let you know. I wish I could search, like, also I have a copy pasta that I always say because this guy also messaged me being like, oh, I don't want to get in the way of you and Charlie if you guys are really close. Let me try and find it. It's so funny. I love it. I literally put it up like all the time. Yeah, so he sent me a text one time going, also, I'm not sure if you two are just friends, but I wasn't sure if you and Charlie were kind of on it or not after I saw you guys chilling. Made me question things a little. It's cool if you are. It just made me think. But, so I get this message from this girl. My world stops. I'm like, hi, Beanie. This is the craziest first stream ever, by the way. You're about to learn more about me than you ever could. Hi, Kimmy as well. How are you all doing? And so I sent it to the girls. And I'm like, because again, I've never done this. I've never had a boyfriend. I've never even had a situationship in my life. And now I'm in this thing, which in hindsight, just 1000% was a situationship. But I didn't know any better. Like, I just did not know. So I am like leaning on the girls like no one's business. I think they were all live at the time. And I sent it to the girls. And Talia was like, what the fuck? And all the girls were like, we've known him for a really long time. They're like, we've known him for a hot minute. We've never known him to be like this. And they were like, we hate to say this, but it could be like a crazy ex-girlfriend type thing. Like, not like genuinely, not as in like, I don't know how to say that. I don't want to sound like the girls were like being rude or anything, but they were just like, we've known him for so many years and we've never ever known him to be like that. He's like a little brother to us. I've never known him to treat a girl like that. It could just be a thing where like she's acting a little crazy or it's been a messy breakup type thing. And so I'm like, should I reply? I'm like, I feel like really bad not responding to this girl who's just messaged me this thing. Like, I feel like I should acknowledge it. And they're like, maybe leave it for now. Like, talk to Leo about it first, and then we'll take it from there, okay? So I'm like, yeah. And so I'm trying to like message Leo to meet up with him, to talk to him face to face about it so that I can see his reaction as I talk to him about it. And all of a sudden he starts dodging and ducking and diving, and he like is busy all the time. And I'm like, why can't I get a hold of him anymore? But he'll still talk to me all the time, but just every time it comes, and he's still sending me presents, all this kind of stuff, but when it would come to meeting up, he's always busy or he'd cancel last second. And it gets to the point where I'm like, I do just need to tell you something though. Like, I really need to talk to you about something, which I shouldn't have said. But at this point, imagine I'm going insane. I'm like, is this like, you know, I'm like, am I going crazy? Nobody obviously knows the answer. So I'm like, is he still like seeing this girl? Is he like cheating on his girlfriend with me? Like, I don't even fucking know. Like, this is horrible. So it gets to a point where I'm texting him and I'm like, I just need to talk to you about something. And he's like, wait, what? What do you want to talk to me about? And I was like, I want to talk about it in person. And eventually he keeps being like, no, what is it? What is it? Until I can't remember if I call him or I voice note him. But I think I text him or voice note him, because I remember him texting back, and I go, well, basically I had a girl message me, said her name, and she said that you guys are like still together, and like she's still telling you that, like, you're still telling her that you love her and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of want to talk about it, because obviously like I'm not about to be in the middle of that. Like, I'm not about to like do that, like, you know. First of all, I'm not about to do another girl dirty like that, and I'm sure as fuck like got more than enough respect for myself to not have that happen. Don't get a reply for a bit. So let me put some lip balm on. I'm looking pasty. And he responds and he goes, oh my God, Lexi, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I really didn't want to tell you like this. He was like, basically, me and my girlfriend broke up like a couple months ago. It was a bit of a messy breakup. I was really drunk and she messaged me the other day and I ended up sleeping with her again. Okay. And he was like, then the next morning I went to the bathroom and she went through my phone and found our texts, and she was like really fucking upset about it. That's what happened. Like, I'm really sorry. Like, I would never do that to you. And I was kind of like gaffing about it, because I was like, I don't like, we're just see each other. I'm not like in love with you or anything. Like, we're not locked down or anything, so you can talk to whoever you want. I'm just not about to do this girl dirty like this. Like, if he's in a relationship or something, I'm not about to do that to this girl, you know? Duh. And so I was like, okay. And he was like, I promise you, like, things are cut off with her. Like, after I like slept with her again, I realized that it was like really fucked up of me, and like, we're not, like, it's done. And I'm like, okay. I tell everybody, like the girls, and the girls are like, that sounds right. Like, that sounds very believable. And I was like, yeah, to be fair. And I checked and they didn't follow each other or anything. And like all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure he like blocked her or something like that. So I was like, that makes sense. Like, surely they are not together if he's got her blocked. Like, you know what I mean? And so we continue talking. And he's like, you know what? To like make this right from this whole situation, I'm so sorry. I'm going to plan a proper date. We're going to go on a real proper date, because we'd never seen each other or hung out during the day. He always disappeared during the day. And he's like, okay, I'm going to plan this big fat date. Put it in your diary. And he did this whole thing where he was like, I put it in my diary like in advance. I'm so excited. I've booked the entire day out. I'm going to take us loads of places and do all kinds of stuff, right? And I'm like, okay. And I tell the girls, and the girls like, this is good. See, communication, you didn't freak out. Like, this is fine. Sadly, just a case of like crazy ex-girlfriend type thing. It gets to the day of the date. And I'm like nervous. Never been on a date before. Like, I've never been on a date in my life. Time arrives for him to turn up. He doesn't. He doesn't show up. Luckily, I'm in my flat. Like, he was supposed to be picking me up from my flat. So I wasn't like sat at a dinner place or at a bar on my own. I sit there, I'm waiting all day. And I text him after maybe 6 hours being like, right, because you're so excited to come see me, huh? No response. What do you mean, why have I've had this smiley ball for months. He just he never shows up. You know what? I'm genuinely gonna pull up the texts. And I do not hear from him at all. I'm gonna see if I can. And so, oh my god, chemistry, thank you for the 2 years. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And mind you, before this scenario happens, thank you so much, I appreciate you. He's like going on nights out and he's sending me updates all night. It's not like a situation where we don't really talk. He's like sending me videos of like the work that he's doing. He was like renovating some kind of like vehicle, so he was like, I'm gonna take you here and here once I'm done with this, like keep me updated with that. Like he'd send me like texts throughout his night out, what he was drinking, who he was with, videos of what he was up to, all that kind of stuff. So I don't hear from him then for maybe 3 months. Wait, no, actually, I've watched it be nowhere near that long. So the last text he'd sent me before that was, oh my god, hello, what's the date on this? Oh no, I think it was just 1 month. Yeah, I think it was just 1 month. I don't hear from him for a month. Like, never again. So, like, luckily I got over this pretty quick. Like, after, like, a week, no, not even a week. I think after 2 days of listening to Chase Atlantic and being sad, I like, moved on from it. Didn't really care. Like, you know, thank you so much, chemistry. I get a text from him. 7:30 a.m. Hey, Lexi, I just want to say I'm sorry for my lack of communication recently. There's been a lot happening in my life recently that I've been trying to get my head around, and it's led to me slacking and just not replying to you and a lot of people. I just want to say I understand that it's rude and I'm sorry. I say, it's fine. If you ever want to talk about anything, I'm here. Some months after that, it's his birthday. I'm like, happy birthday. I happy birthday my way back into his life. We start talking again. Talking about life, all that kind of stuff, whatever. Stop talking again. It'll be the kind of thing where we'll have like a conversation and then there's nothing. Text conversation, then there's nothing. And then it was Create a Clash, the football event. The football event, that's where I met Toby and Jack for like one of the first times ever. I think Jack's brother like played in it, this kind of thing. And this guy was playing in the football match. And we hadn't spoken in ages. And there is a video clip in the background of Charlie's video from it where you can see me and Lauren Alexis in the back of this video looking at him from across the pitch and like sizing him up. Because I'm like, we now haven't spoken. The last time we saw each other in person or planned to see each other in person was when you ditched me for our first date. I haven't heard from you in months. You messaged me at like 7:30 in the morning apologizing. And we've had like small talk since. What the fuck is the deal? So I'm sat in the stands with Jack on one side, James Frames, G, Els the Witch, Lauren Alexis. I'm like ignoring him, because he's on the pitch, he's playing his games. He comes over to me in the stands whilst everybody is sat in the crowd. Because mind you, do you know what's so funny? This guy knew so many people randomly. He knew Nikki Nihachu pretty well because she would be over when he'd come over and they'd make small talk whilst they were at the door together. He comes over to the crowd. He's about to play football. And he goes, hey, Lexi, can you look after my stuff for me, please? And he runs and he finds me in the crowd. And he gives me his like Apple Watch and his phone. He's like, can you look after this for me, please? Lucky I don't fucking smash it. And so I'm like, yeah, okay. And he says some cheesy shit like, oh, if I win, I'll do a backflip for you or some bullshit like that. I don't know. I can't remember who won or whatever. But afterwards, we were going to Lauren Alexis's for a party. And as I'm leaving and as I'm walking to my Uber, he pulls up in his car and he's like, where are you going after this? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to Lauren's after party. And he's like, I'll see you there. I'm like, what's going on here then? He starts texting me, oh, where's this party at? You're going to be there? Like, I'll come meet you. Like, I'd love to see you. All this kind of stuff. He ends up turning up to Lauren's like after party. And him and I are sat on this cushioned sofa, like talking. And we're like talking again. But he's doing this thing. And why do men do this? Why do men do this? Because my ex did the exact same thing. He started like flexing things that he knew about me to the crowd, where like somebody would be like, oh, Lex, you want to put some music on? And when I'd go to put something on, he'd be like, oh, just don't put on any Chase Atlantic. And I'd be like, why are you flexing that you know that's what I listen to, or anything like that, like kind of thing, you know? But we were sat there on the sofa talking to the point where James and G were next to us and they were like, we're going to go. You have a good night, Lexi. You have a good night with Leo. And he forgot what the fake name I gave him then. And I'm like, ha, 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 for sure not going to happen. Like at this point, I was like, there was another guy I was kind of talking to, didn't know if I was fitting in, whatever. So I'm sat talking to Leo. We're talking for like maybe 4 hours. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go to the toilet real quick. I go to the toilet. I walk back out of the toilet after peeing. Literally went to the toilet. I'm a fast peer. I came out. There's another girl sat where I was. In the 2 minutes that I went to the toilet, different girl sat in my seat. So I'm like, that's so embarrassing. I think he ends up fucking her in the toilets or something like that. He leaves early with her at the end. I know that much. Because I go upstairs and I'm like stun locked. This was also the same night that I met Freddie Badlanu. The story of like me meeting Freddie on the stairs and being like, are you allowed to go here? That was the same night. I go upstairs to Lauren and I'm like, Leo is literally sat with another girl right now. And she's like, I'm not having this, because she was really drunk. She goes down, she breaks them up. She's like, you're coming with me. We're going upstairs to talk. She like yanks him into her room and she gives him like a telling to. That's my girl. Me and Lauren used to be like very, very, very close. Like Lauren and Alexis and I used to be joined at the fucking hip. She's like, Leo's in my bedroom. He wants to talk to you. I don't think he was even in the bedroom. It was like outside in the corridor when everyone was going up and down the stairs. And it was like Love Island. And I walk outside and he's like, you all right? And I'm like, what? Yeah, what? And we have this really long conversation where he's like, yeah, I just have commitment issues. And I was like, Leo, I kind of don't give a fuck. I'm not going to lie. There's another guy I'm kind of talking to who ended up being my boyfriend. Was literally my ex. Could have saved myself. Literally me picking between two evils. The evil Minecrafter I'd end up dating who would be abusive to me, or the fucking other YouTuber who was fucking around with me anyway. Literally picking the less of two evils. Like I just started talking to my now ex-boyfriend at this time. Clearly I pick up shit versus poop. Genuinely. Coughing baby versus coughing baby. He does this whole thing where it's like, he's like, I really like you. I just have really bad commitment issues. And literally this entire conversation, I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, bye. And he's like, can I give you a hug? I'm like, yeah, sure. Gives me a hug. He leaves with this girl. I'm getting fucked up, right? We never talk again. I'd go to parties and guys would come up to me and be like, oh my God, you used to talk to Leo, right? I'm one of his best mates. He always talks about you. And they'd send photos of me with them and they'd send them to Leo and Leo would reply being like, bruh, like, oh my God. He blocks me. He blocks me from his Instagram. I don't care because I haven't followed him at this point. And do you know why he blocked me? He got back with his ex-girlfriend. I don't blame her, to be honest. Like, clearly this is a fucking promiscuous man. I feel like, you know, I don't blame her. Whatever. But whilst the time that she was saying that they were still together and whatever, she was making TikToks about me, being like the other girl and all that kind of stuff. She was making loads of TikToks about me that like the girls would send to me and be like, is this about you? Crazy. Yeah, he blocked me. But then his friends would see me on nights out and be like, yeah, he always talks about you. He always says you're the one that got away and all this kind of stuff. And I just laugh about it because, again, I had a boyfriend at the time. I just laugh about it and be like, lol, well, that's unfortunate, whatever. 4 years later. 5 years later. It's about 3 months ago. I get a follow request. It's Leo. He has, after 5 years, after fucking me around for the best of a year, apparently still being with his girlfriend. I think he was still with his girlfriend and he was saying that she was crazy and lying. Messing with a girl in front of me, blocking me for 5 years. He refollows me on everything. Clearly he'd broken up with his girlfriend at this point. "5 years and you're following me again." Do you know what I did? Posted a photo of me and Niran. He unfollowed me. He unfollowed me after like 20 minutes after I posted it. And that's proof of two things. First of all, I'm the best. 5 years. Because I also checked his following to see if he followed back any of the other girls that like he fucked around with after me. Like the girl at the party that he got with and these other girls. Didn't follow any of them back. Just me. So clearly, I'm the one. And second of all, stand on business. Stand on business. But you know the really bad part? I fear for what single Lexi could have done. Obviously, I'm in a very loving relationship and I love my boyfriend very much. And he's actually the best person I've ever met in my life. Single Lexi, but a couple years ago, was rowdy and a bit wild. I'm not going to lie, if I was single, it probably would have gone down to a Magic 8 Ball decision. But I'm happy being the one that got away, because I'm with my lovely, gorgeous boyfriend who doesn't cheat or be evil. Single Lexi was accepting follow and saying hi in the DMs, probably. Not even because of him, probably just for the plot. Like, I can imagine if I was single, me messaging Liv and like the girls and being like, should I do it for the lols? Just saw Niran at Fresh's. Oh no, I was also there. And that's, I don't think I've ever told the story in that much detail. I would have messaged for a shit and a giggle. I really would have, probably. Where are we putting her? God! But you know what's so funny? Like, I was like, oh, it doesn't matter this guy's fucked me over because I've got this really nice guy that I've started dating. Like, it doesn't matter that, like, this guy that I quite liked, like, he's really screwed me over because this guy that I'm dating, he's really nice, he's really sweet, he's a Minecrafter. What's the worst that could happen? Oh. Oh. You know the worst thing as well is that he then went on like a YouTube reality show and all the comments were like, I swear he's got a girlfriend, he's getting really close to all these girls. His man's just a slag. They're seriously not dating anyone until 20. No, Kit was my first boyfriend. When did we get together? Like, fuck do I remember? I think it was 2021. September 2021-ish? Yeah, so I would have been 20, nearly 22. She didn't know they were gonna, yeah, literally me going like, do I try and make things work with Leo or do I really give it all to this new Minecraft guy? Bro literally picking between like death by gun or death by fucking lethal injection. That was my first like situationship scenario ever. And it's so funny looking back, so I really fell for like every trick in the book. Like the presents, the like, oh, I need to go, I have a doctor's appointment. He was very well trained. Like he was a well trained slag. Electric chair for them both. No, honestly, no, I feel like that would be too kind. Too kind. Imagine the photo is just a photo of him and I just reveal who it is. No, because you know the craziest part? The guy, the situationship guy, he's a YouTuber that like loads of guys like loved and a lot of my guy friends grew up watching. And I remember when I told my friends from school about it, they were like, no way, I love him. And I was like, no, I'm telling you right now about how he's playing in my fucking face. And they'd be like, oh man. And do you know what's even funnier? Harry knows this story and we've had a guest on Fireball Friday mention this guy. Like we've had a guest on Fireball Friday who we've spoken to them about people they grew up watching. They've said Leo, and me and Harry have gone. Oh, right. Very funny. What should the photo be for this one? Nosy senses are tingling. Honestly, I think if you found out, you'd be more disappointed in me than anything. The thing is, you guys know I'm too honest. I don't really care if people found out who it was or not. That's the kind of thing that when I get too drunk, I would just say, like. I'm gonna do this image because he's an evil man. If anybody found out, honestly, I'd just probably be a bit embarrassed. What category are we putting this in? A Minecraft block? No, this wasn't the Minecrafter. This was the guy before the Minecrafter. Like, genuinely, this guy was as bad as I thought it would get. I was like, yeah, no, but Scott Smagers just set me up with this lovely new Minecraft guy. So maybe I should step away from the whole toxic bad boy of it all and really give this Minecrafter who, like, I don't know if I fancy right now, but maybe I'll give him a chance so I can get my first date, like, kind of done and dusted. For those of you who don't know, my ex-boyfriend's a Minecrafter who just turned out to be an absolute piece of shit. I always feel really bad because I was so blissfully unaware. Bro, I probably was better off with the manipulative son of a gun. I always find it really funny because whenever people talk about exes and I'm like, yeah, my ex was kind of evil. And they're like, oh, what was wrong with him? And I'm like, oh, he was just really rude. Like, he was just really mean. And people are like, no, what was wrong with him? And I'm like, he was really manipulative and abusive. And they go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, yeah, well, you made me say it now. So, well, you've made me kill the vibe. You've literally forced my hand on the big red button to kill the vibe. The one you don't even like that much does you dirty. My thing was the first photo I saw of my ex was one where he looked like a school shooter, and I was like, I don't know if he's for me. Oh, look evil looking ass. And so, hi Rubes, what is going on right now? And so when I met him, I was like, oh, I don't know if I really like him, but like I want to. What the fuck is me trying to talk about my trauma and you're using some motherfucking pop-ups? But I was like, oh, maybe I'll give it like a chance and just see, like, because I'm pretty, like, I've always spoken about this as well, I'm pretty on the asexual spectrum where, like, I'm just kind of like that situationship thing I got over in 2 days. I was like, it's really not that deep, the world keeps spinning. So I was like, oh, maybe because I don't fancy this guy straight away, maybe I'll grow to really like him. And I did. Like, I grew to really love the guy, my ex. Worst mistake ever. It's really funny because I found a you know when you search on your text and you're looking for a specific message, then just something really evil from the past comes up? I was searching for something and I got a text from Scott because my ex and I argued, like, were always arguing from the beginning. He was toxic from the rip. It was insane. I actually found a text from Scott being like, I think my ex got together in September, maybe? I think. I actually have a text from Scott being like, it's not normal for people to be arguing this much when they're not even together. Maybe give it to December and see if you want to stay together. Because you're always crying when you're with him. Yeah, then made it official after that. Love. That's probably the most embarrassing story, actually. My ex is probably the most embarrassing part. Goes to bed in September, but this guy wasn't. Bro, he's in that music video. That's low-key why I hate it. I can't listen to the song anymore. He's literally in the fucking music video. What category are we gonna put? I'm gonna put keeps you up every now and then. Yeah, I do agree. I do think this is the kind of keeps you up at night story where I go, bruh, wake up. Girl, wake up. Cries on a bike? Yeah, you're telling me. You're telling me. Ali, I need to too because he keeps coming up with my recommended. Do you know the worst part about having an ex that does content? Me trying to get into Minecraft and watch Minecraft content, and it's literally all my ex. Where's Niren getting bottled? I don't think that's embarrassing. I think that's really fucking traumatic. If we're adding in really traumatizing stories, I'd have about 5 more. But my boyfriend getting bottled and the shit being out of him, I wouldn't say was too embarrassing. What about the guitar guy? The guitar guy? Who that? Guitar guy. Guitar guy. Guitar guy. So in your room, who played music at the end of your bed? Someone at my school. Someone in my room who played music at the end. No, that was a night out I went on with Ellie last year when we, on the way to the afters, picked up a random guy who sat on the end of our bed and like mixed songs for like 4 hours. And we don't know where he came from. He really just came into our Airbnb, sat down, mixed music on his Mac, and then when his Mac died, he got up and left again. And that was really funny. Guitar guy. God, I really have the worst taste in men ever. Okay. Final story. And this story doesn't actually really have anything to do with me. But like, there were so many things that kind of moved into one that I was like, fuck it, I'll tell this story. So, my 19th birthday. How all good stories start, right? How all good stories start. So I was working at the pizza place at this point, right? I don't think I've never told this story in full detail before. So I was working at the pizza place and there was a gorgeous girl that I worked with and we had the same birthday. I have only met like 3 people that had the same birthday as me. Obviously, there's a lot of them out there. It's the 4th of March. It's hardly the most unique of birthdays. But I'd never really worked with or been in close quarters with many people who had the same birthday as me. So her and I were like, oh, if we both want to do something for our birthday, we both work the same job, let's just do a thing together. So we go, okay, let's book out a booth. Let's book out a booth at Brighton Prism. Right. I need to find an image of how I looked on this night, by the way, because that was the year that Liv for my birthday. Olivia was like, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, girl, honestly, maybe the easiest thing for you to do is just like buy me an outfit to wear on my birthday, because I'm really bad at knowing, like I'm really bad at wanting things, because I'm such a if I want something I'll get it myself type girl. Sorry, why have I just like gone into my Google Photos and there's a photo of me popping my fucking pussy? Wait, what is the context of this? What am I doing all that for? In a Chelsea boot? Why am I doing all that in a Chelsea boot? Hello? What is the context of this? Ew. Oh my God, I remember this performance because you know who was standing right there next to this woman? Ollie London. Ollie London. And then he got me confused with that white girl. God. I'll be doing some traumatizing shit. Oh my God, Holes, were you talking about the guy? Sorry, I just saw... Were you talking about the guy who was a dancer and then he got a different girlfriend and he like danced outside her flat with a jukebox? Is that what you were talking about? Oily London? Oh God, yeah, he's like grifting. So I need you to know that this was what I wore for my 19th birthday. Guys, what I'm about to show you is fucking horrifying, okay? This was when he was in his Jimin era. It was a K-pop event. I'm about to show you something that is so fucking horrible. And you're lucky that I'm not putting like a 10 gifted price tag on this. This was how I looked on my 19th birthday before going to Prism Brighton for my booth that my friend and I had booked out in the Curve Room. Mind you, it's 2020. I want you to keep it locked in. It's 2020 and I live in Worthing. Oh my God, I actually don't think I can do it. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Do you know what it is? I didn't even actually look like that in real life. My makeup was just so fucking pale. Why am I wearing the palest, most reflective... Why? What? I don't even recall wearing eyelashes this long. I have no recollection of wearing eyelashes this long. Why am I wearing the pale, most reflective makeup ever? No bronzer. Really messy red lip. With a dragon sheer top and some pleather trousers with my iPhone that still has a button. I'm giving Cheryl Cole. I'm giving, how'd you think I feel when you call my name? It's so of the time. It's honestly actually quite beautiful. Oh my God. I look like I'm about to fly away. Right. Me putting on that filter so I didn't look pale as shit. All I need is a chic hat and some splits in my trousers. So, oh my God. This is how I, yeah, okay. Then there's a photo and it's me, Liv, the girl whose birthday it was with her sister. So we plan this, we're in Prison Brighton in the Curve Room, which is like the R&B rap room. And the VIP area is like a big room. Like it's like the stage is like in the middle of the dance floor. It's ridiculous. We have this group photo. It's a really mix and max group of people because it's mostly, mix and match rather, who's Max? It's mostly the guys that worked at my job. But then for some reason, there was this guy, bless him. I think I was technically leading him on, but I just didn't know because I just didn't fancy anyone at school. There was this guy that when I was like at parties, we'd get drunk and I think I kissed him a couple of times. I can't even begin to explain to you that when I was a teenager, I had no interest in really fancying people. I didn't fancy anybody. So sometimes I go to parties and I get really drunk and a guy would hit on me and I go like, yeah, fuck it. And then the next day I just like still talk to them normally as if they're my mate because like, I just didn't fancy that like people. There was this guy that I think clearly probably really liked me, but it just wasn't clicking in my head. So I invited him to my birthday. So it's like everyone that I work with and then this guy. So my best friend Liv, she had her pancreas taken, like her pancreas, I don't know if she had it taken out. She had pancreatitis really bad. Basically, she accidentally hit herself in the pancreas with a broom when we were in primary school. And she had to get it taken out. Like her pancreas is fucked. And when that happened, she got told, you cannot drink or you will die. They were like, if you go near alcohol, if you drink too much, you're genuinely you will die. Your body can't process it. So when we turned 18, I was like giving her a drink, telling her to drink it slowly, then forcing her to drink a load of water. Like I was so serious about it. However, at this point, we'd realized that she just wasn't, touch wood, like she was drinking a lot and wasn't really facing any like repercussions. To this day, she hasn't, touch wood. But this night was the first time that Liv had experienced like a VIP table, right? So we turn up on this night out of Prism. It's a big group of us. It's a really weird mix and match group. And they give you on a VIP table loads of alcohol and loads of mixers as part of the price you pay for the table. The guys who were at the table were helping Liv pour her drinks. And the guys from my work were a little bit crazy. And they drank a lot. And what I didn't know, because I was just talking to people and chatting and like sitting in toilets or whatever, they were like getting Liv to chug champagne because they were giving us, not champagne, probably like Prosecco, giving us bottles of Prosecco or wine. And the boys were like, Liv, chug it. They didn't know she had pancreatitis. So Liv is chugging these bottles of wine. She's going crazy. She's mixing her own drinks for the first time probably ever. And she's really bad at mixing drinks. So I just turn around at one point and Liv is licked. Like she is drunk as fuck. Because not only she chugged most of a bottle of Prosecco, she's made about 4 or 5 very, very strong drinks for herself. So I'm like, okay, Liv, we need to go out into the smoking area. We need to like get you to chill out a little bit. And we go into the smoking area of Prism, which if you don't know, you have to go up some stairs and outside. And Liv's like, I think I need to go home. I think I've drank way too much. I think I've just drank way too much. And I'm like, okay, let's get you home. We're going to get you home. Like, I don't think we'd been at the club for long, but like, it wasn't a night that was so revolutionary that I minded going home early. I go to take Liv inside. We get to the top of the stairs. A group of guys start coming up the stairs at the same time. Liv projectile vomits down these stairs. And this like isn't in the club, so it's not dark, and this isn't in the smoking area, but it's like the lights are on. It's like on the way to the smoking area, and she's just thrown up down the stairs in front of everybody. I'm like, I'm so sorry. The guys are kind of like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, okay, keeping it pushing. We need to get her out of this club quick. And so we're leaving and she's going, oh, I'm sorry. I take her into the club. She throws up in the like bar section. So there's like the dance floor and then there's like bar sections around it. She throws up in the bar section. I'm at this point not looking behind me. I'm not looking to anybody. I'm not caring to say sorry. I'm like, I just need this girl out of here. And this club, this Prism is a maze. It's a labyrinth. There's 3 different rooms and it's all downstairs. So you need to like, so I was in the smoking area. I had to go back down the stairs through the dance floor, the huge dance floor, then go through up the stairs and then through the upstairs bit. We had a long way to go. She then proceeds to throw up on the dance floor. She throws up everywhere. We're then outside the club and we're sat outside the Brighton Centre on the main road and I'm getting her water. I'm running to like the boss man. I'm grabbing her stuff and she's like incoherent. She's like, I'm so sorry I ruined your birthday. I'm so sorry. I'm like, girl, I don't care. I don't mind. You're my best friend, whatever. As she's like heaving outside of the Brighton Centre, like just leaning over, heaving, turning back around. I'm sorry, doing it again. Everyone starts leaving because they've realised that I've gone. So this guy that had come on the night out, that I think liked me, was like, oh, Lexi, you can come in with my lift. This guy who had come to pick him up was clearly like, no. Because he was seeing me sat next to Liv, who was like projectile vomiting every 30 seconds. And he's like, I'm not taking her in the car. But he didn't say it, but I could see him being like, and this guy is going, no, get in the car. I'll make sure you get home safe. Like, I'll make sure Liv gets home safe. And this guy in the car is like, so I was like, okay, no, don't worry, you go. I'll figure it out myself. I'm contacting, looking for anyone that can get me a lift. My manager, who was also on the night out, walks through and he had clearly sorted out a lift for himself as well. And he comes around the corner and he sees Liv on the floor throwing up and he sees me and he's like, oh my God, are you guys okay? I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, okay, like, have you got a way home? And I'm like, yeah, whatever, blah, 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 we're yapping, whatever. He then starts heading towards the lift and his mate that he was with says, just talk to her, man, just talk to her. And I'm like, what on earth are they yapping about? Again, I want to preface, it's my 19th birthday. I am sat outside the Brighton Centre with Olivia projectile vomiting next to me. My boss turns around to me and he walks back and he goes, Lexi, what would you do if I told you that I'm in love with you? Huh? What? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, no, I'm being serious. And I was like, brother, what? I literally went, fuck off. Like, I thought he was lying to me. I was like, you need to like, go. I was like, go home. Like, it is not the time for you to be fucking around with me. Like, again, Liv is like throwing up next to me as he's saying this. I'm like, go home. He's like, no, I'm being serious. And I was like, go home. He's like, oh, okay. And he gets in the car. He ends up messaging me the next day being like, I was being serious. Okay. Because again, I just got it like that. My boss, who was like actual certified man whore, was like in love with me. And it's so funny because he like told me that he really liked me and he like was like in love with me or whatever. And I was like, no. But clearly what we've learned today is that I just got like that and I'm funny and awesome and I'm hot. Okay. I really truly do meet the most romantic people on earth. I really truly do, don't I? My run was phenomenal. Also my boss, I don't think he was my boss at this point, but also when you work at like a fast food place, there isn't really like a hierarchy. It's kind of like everyone's kind of a similar age. I think he was like 22. I was 19. It's not awful. So I ended up having to I was sober, by the way. I didn't even really get drunk on my birthday. I ended up taking Liv all the way home to her house, got her changed, put her to bed, took her makeup off, filmed it all. It was very funny. But yeah, I basically invited this guy that I didn't really realize fancied me. And he probably thought he was like in there and probably spent the whole night trying to hit on me and I just wasn't paying any attention. And then Liv started throwing up everywhere and then my boss confessed his love to me. Again, not embarrassing. Oh my God, I literally have the screenshot from the day after my birthday when everyone's on Snapchat, group chat. Again, not the most embarrassing of days. But like, it was like just odd. It was a fever dream. I was just looking for a fifth story, to be honest. Of course, everyone's just talking about Chinese takeaway like lit. So yeah. Wait. No, not a web PD file. So, wait. So that one, I think... That's Brighton Prison, by the way. I'm going to put that in not that bad, to be honest, because it's not really embarrassing for me. Liv, to this day, gets really, really, like, embarrassed about it because she says that she ruined my birthday. But to be honest, I was in Brighton Prison on my 19th birthday. Like, it was already pretty shit. For your 5th, it should have been the Scott Post and Johnny Fireball Friday episode. I said embarrassing, not moments that nearly made me kill myself. Doomed from the start, honestly, very truly. Wow! That wound up perfectly! Blackout Drunken number 1, Fillet of Fish number 2, Evil Man number 3. Yeah, Liv just gave me a get out of jail free card because also if like 2 of the guys that were there, one of them was my boss that wanted to confess his love to me and the other was a guy that just fancied me anyway, that night was gonna end in hell anyway. I think I just had it like that, guys, low-key. I should have backed myself more when I was a teenager. Like, I had some moments where I felt awful. I will never forget, oh my god, there were 2 guys on a night out that like the boys, so back when I was 18, the boys used to be like, let me buy you a drink. Let me buy you a drink. And they'd bring you a VK. Right. Because you back in the day in Worthing, you could get like 5 VKs for maybe a £5. Like, it was insane. And I remember so vividly, one of my mates bought me 2. He was like, have 2 to hold. And there were these 2 guys, they were both called Jack as well. And I think they were both trying it on me. And did I want either of them? No, because I just hate men, besides my lovely, gorgeous boyfriend. And I remember vividly, I've never felt motion like it. I really felt like I had aura because a girl that was dancing knocked into me and like made me drop one of my drinks. And both of these guys were like, I'll get you one. And they both bought me 2. So I ended up with 5 drinks in my hand. Incredible motion. And then I made them buy me Subway hash browns and then I walked home. I just didn't. If you've been to Worthing, you'd know. Worthing men ain't it. Worked in a nightclub at uni last year, saw a grown man pushing 30 or 20 VKs. They say chivalry is dead. Honestly, there was nothing like 2019. Somebody buying you 2 VKs. It was phenomenal. Cases that never sat right with me. The legs were. I need to give myself a bit more credit. Do you know what it was? When I was at school, I was such a fucking loser and nobody rated me. And then I turned 18. It was probably to do with the fact that I also started doing content creation then and people knew that I was friends with Talia and Freya and G. And then all of a sudden everybody just wanted a piece of me when I left college, when I went to college and started clubbing and stuff. I don't know why. Did you see that fucking photo of me? But yeah. And then one of the Jacks was the guy that kept saying he was in love with me and then kissed a girl called Lexi on New Year's and messaged me saying he kissed the wrong Lexi. But he did give me his friends and family discount for the pub he worked at. Yeah. So I'd get 50% off. Turn up, give him a smile. That's 50%, thank you. Gorgeous, stunning, show-stopping. Well, there we have it. That's love, Crip. I don't know what you're saying. Oh no, I feel really bad. The woman from the event I'm supposed to be going to has just messaged me being like, can't wait to see you. Well, let's end. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'm gonna go. I'm glad that I got given the full space of time to be able to do this today. I appreciate you guys very much. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be live tomorrow for the Drinking Through the Rainbow. Wait, is it Thursday today? I'll be live tomorrow for Drinking Through the Rainbow with Harry for Pride. I am not sure if it's going to be, I think I'm also doing an evening stream with Johnny and Max for over on their channel. I'm not sure if we're going to be at the pub anymore because my friend who was supposed to be working at the pub, I think they're changing and they're doing an event for Pride, which obviously I don't want to crash. So it might just be me and Harry sat here drinking Through the Rainbow, which should be fine. But thank you guys so much. That'll be tomorrow, maybe a little bit later because we are going to be drinking. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. And I'll see you very soon, okay? Bye, guys. Bye.